Hello, everyone. This is February's workout that we're going to do for bone builders. Today, what you will need, or for this month, what you'll need, just your weight and a mat, and that's it. Keep your chair close by. We are going to do a little balance exercise, and then anything where you might need to modify it and sit in the chair versus standing. So make sure you have your chair close by just if you need it. All right, so we are going to get started first with our warm up. Let's take a big breath in, reaching up, exhale down. Do that again, inhale up, exhale down. All right, on this next one, take both arms up, and then we're going to drop one arm down, lean over to that side, and then do that on the other side. We're switching back and forth. We'll do this a few times. Just kind of moving through the side bend. All right, and then go ahead, take both arms up again, reach it up as high as you can towards the ceiling, and then let's drop the elbows down. We're kind of coming down into almost a goal post, kind of squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other, reach it up and pull down. And your arms are a little bit kind of in front of you, so you're not straight up this way. So take them a little in front of the shoulders. We'll do a few of these. All right, now this time bring the arms down. We're going to press it forward and pull it back. So working into the upper back across the shoulder blades a little bit more. All right, good. Now this time, let's bring the arms back, drop them down by your side. We're going to walk in place. And as you walk in place, we're swinging the arms. And you're going to start to kind of just bring the arms up like you're kind of doing, I guess, a power walk in place. So kind of pumping the arms here. And this is also warming up for our bicep curls and our tricep extensions. So you don't have to be completely in sync here with the arms and the legs. We're just kind of pumping the arms as we're marching in place. All right, keep this going here. And just breathing through this. So make sure you're kind of getting yourself set to start the exercises. So standing tall. And think about keeping those abdominals engaged. And keep this going. We're going to bring the heart rate up just a little bit as well. Right. Now on this next little march here, let's take the feet apart. I'm going to take the arms out to the sides, kind of making a big triangle with the legs. And then from here, we're going to reach the arms up. We're going to drop the arms down. We're going to pull one leg across to the opposite hand and then the other knee. Again, this is where you might want to grab a chair. And these are slow. Don't do these quickly. Kind of warming up into the legs a little bit more and into those abdominal muscles. All right, we'll do one more with the right leg and the left leg. And then bring both arms down, both feet together. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, drop the arms down. All right, so our first exercise, we're actually keeping this one from the January workout, and that's just our squats with the dumbbells. So go ahead and grab a heavier set if you have a couple of different sets. And again, we just want to get the feet kind of wide. Your toes are a little bit turned out, not too much, so we're not going into that plie squat. All right, so from here, first thing we want to do, engage into the glutes. Pull the belly button back towards the spine. Remember, we want to keep the chest lifted and the eyes forward. So we want to do that squat back and down and not bend over. All right, so we're pushing the hips back and down. Knees stay over the top of the feet and not forward over the toes. Come back up, squeezing into the glutes. So really push your butt out away from you. And again, make sure you're keeping your chest lifted and eyes straight ahead. That way you're not bending over. All right, so we're going to drop these all back down to 10 repetitions. Keep those core muscles engaged. And there should be 10 here, I believe. Come back up, step the feet in. You can kind of set your weights down on the floor for a second. Take the legs out. We're going to do kind of some quick stretches in between, and then we'll go to, we'll do a few more stretches at the very end. All right, so let's take that right leg forward, stretching into that right hamstring, bend into the left knee, step back, and just hold that stretch. All right, and then come on up, switch it over. So left leg is forward, heel down, toes up, sitting back, left leg stays pretty straight here, toes up towards the ceiling. And again, inhale and exhale. And then come on back up, take the legs out. All right, and then we're ready to do our second set. So again, make sure whenever, especially if you're picking your weights up off the floor, but even if you're getting them off the chair, make sure you're hinging and you're not rounding your back too much. All right, I'm gonna face forward this time. And again, shoulders down. Kind of start here from the upper body this time. So eyes forward, shoulders down, chest lifted, engage the abdominals, engage into the glutes. All right, here we go. So squatting back and down, coming back up, squeezing the glutes as you come up. Good. 3, 4. And you're really kind of squeezing the glutes and kind of the inner thighs. So the whole kind of top part of the leg, really squeezing into those muscles or engaging those muscles, contracting the muscles as you come up. All right, one more time. Okay, very good. Okay, so your weight side. Give the legs a little shake out. And then we are going to do our stretch one more time. So kicking that right heel forward, heel down, toes up, sitting back. And again, take a couple of big breaths here. All right, and then come on up, switch it over to the other side. All right, come on up and shake the legs out. All right, so next exercise is going to be our wall push-up. So again, if you need to kind of move away from the camera to do these, go ahead. I'm going to grab this water here. Just make sure you have, again, your hands are a little wider than shoulder width apart. When you start off here, you're going to drop the elbows kind of down a little bit so you're squeezing into the shoulder blade. The other thing with the hands, if you have any wrist issues, you can be on the pads of the fingers. Knuckles are kind of hard if you have a soft spot to put the knuckles. I recommend maybe a washcloth in each hand rolled up, and that'll give you kind of a little bit of cushion in through the wrist. All right, so we're going to start off here, facing the wall. And you're at a little bit of an angle. Again, I'm not too far back because I want to lower the chest towards the wall. So arms are straight out, tuck the chin straight back, engage the abs, engage the glutes. All right, and then we're lowering down, keeping a nice straight line down the body, pressing up. This is where we're getting our muscle contraction in the chest. Lower down and press up. All right, so then elbows kind of drop down a little bit as you lower, and then straight as you press up. And try not to let the hands come up off the wall. So that's kind of keeping that focus on the chest. Keep the chin tucked straight back so you're not pushing forward with the face or with the head or with the chin. Okay, 2 more. And last one. All right, good. Drop the arms down. We're going to give the arms a big shake out. And then to stretch the chest, we're going to take the hands behind the back, either lace the fingers together here, lifting, opening up through the chest, or you can just take the hands kind of on the low back and open up through the chest. So we're opening here. So either, whichever way you can get that, hold it there. Deep breath in, exhale out. All right, release the arms, give them a little shake out again. All right, and then we'll get set for our second set. Get ready for our second set. So again, arms straight out. Step back just a little bit. Keep the abs, glutes engaged here. Eyes straight ahead at the wall. Lower down. Press back up. So again, the work on this one is as you press up, as you straighten the arms, that's where you're getting the muscle contraction in through the chest. And you're also working the back of the arms into the triceps a little bit. 3 more. 2 more. And last time. Good. Drop the arms down, give them a shake out. And then make sure you stretch your hands out too, or your wrists. You can do some wrist circles, especially if that's kind of quite a bit on your wrist. Then take the hands back, lift through the chest here, and just hold it for a couple of breaths in and out. All right, release the arms, shake them out again. Okay, now we're going to some rows. We're going to change this up a little bit, so I'll just kind of show you what we're going to do is we're going to start with the palms facing away from you. We're going to lift the elbows, pulling up here, and then the hands are going to rotate. So when you finish, those palms are going to be more right at your rib cage. So it's back, rotate, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Before we start, make sure those shoulders stay down, so don't let them kind of scrunch up here as you're pulling the elbows back. So whatever weight you usually use for the rows. Now this is one, if you need to, go ahead and sit in a chair to modify it. And otherwise we're gonna be bending the knees and hinging forward. So you wanna make sure you can stay in this position, maintain that core stability, and otherwise, like I said, go ahead and have a seat. So we want to keep the back nice and straight, neck all the way down. Again, we're starting with the palms facing away from you. And then we're going to lift the elbows, rotate the hands, elbows squeeze in towards each other, right about here, and then rotate them as you lower down. So palms back, palms facing in. And again, the focus here, we're working into the back. So make sure you're really squeezing those shoulder blades in towards each other. Imagine like you're trying to pinch something in between the shoulder blades. Keep those knees bent, abdominals are engaged to support the low back. 8 here, again, 10 on all of these right now. Okay, come on up. Roll the shoulders back and down, sit the waist aside. And then we're gonna stretch the back. And let's take the arms forward. So we'll just press the palms forward, or you can take one hand on top of each other. You're gonna press the back forward, or sorry, press the arms forward, stretching across the upper back, and then drop the chin down towards the chest. So we're not gonna hinge forward or bend over. We're just kind of dropping the chin down. And again, almost like you're pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. Hold this for a couple of breaths in and out. Drop the arms down. Give them a little shake out again. All right. So second set, last set here on this one. And then again, we're going to bend the knees, engage the abs here. Palms are facing down or back away from you again. Back is nice and straight. All right, so from here, we're lifting. Squeeze those shoulder blades in towards each other. Rotate, palms face away. Rotate, palms face in. And nice and slow. Really take the time to squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and okay, good. Come on up, and we are going to set those weights down. We're going to do one more exercise with those weights. First, we're going to stretch the back again. So hands, palms facing forward, pressing the hands forward, arms straight out, drop the chin towards the chest. And again, you can see the rounding is just in the upper back. So I'm not going to bend all the way over. Inhale and exhale. Good, then drop the arms down. We'll shake out again with the arms. Okay, now we're going to bicep tricep combination exercise. So what the movement is, before I grab the weight, we're going to start with the palms facing forward. We're going to curl the weights up towards the shoulders. As you lower down, you're going to rotate palms facing away, and we're just going to do a little lift. Now, I'm not bending over, I'm staying up nice and tall. So as you lift, keeping the shoulders down, then it starts to work into triceps in the back of the arms. And then rotate the hands again, palms facing the shoulders, rotate, palms facing back. All right, so let's grab the weight. And before you start again, get yourself set here. So knees are slightly bent, feet hip width apart. You can engage the abs and the glutes here, kind of really engaging those core muscles. Shoulders down from the ears. All right, so curling up, rotate the hands as you lower the arms down, pressing straight back. and then curl and lower, press straight back. And again, I'll turn to the side here. So as you press back, you're staying upright and the arms are kind of pressing up and back. But again, you don't want to lift them really high because then you're going to bend over and you don't want to do that. You want to keep the upper body nice and tall the whole time. So 6, 7, 8, 9. The last one here. Okay, very good. All right, put the weights down again. And we're gonna kind of do another twofer stretch since we did a twofer exercise. So take the palms out, palms up towards the ceiling. We're gonna drop the fingers down towards the floor, kind of like you're pushing out with the palms of your hands. And then turn the fingers up and press out again. And just hold that stretch. Good. And drop the arms down. Give them a big shake out. Right. And you can kind of shake the hands out anytime you need to. Make sure you're kind of stretching out the hands and fingers as well. All right, then second set. So we'll grab those weights once more. And then again, take the time to get your core set, your stability here. So knees slightly bent, belly button pulls back, glutes tuck in, curl it up, lower down as you rotate, press it back. I'm a little too close to the wall there. Curl it up and press back. And really try to keep those shoulders down from the ears. So as you press back, you don't want to do this. You want to keep the shoulders down so you're not creating any tension in the neck or kind of right across those trapezius muscles. Good. Should be 7 here. 8. 9. 10. Okay, good. All right, so weights get set aside. We're going to stretch those arms one more time, and then we're going to go to the floor for some exercises. So take the arms out, palms up here, drop the fingers down, pressing the palms away from you. Deep breath in, so this one's stretching here on the inside of the arm, and then turn the palms up. A little more stretch into the back of the arm. You might still feel it on the inside of the arm. Then drop the arms down, a big shake out. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. All right, we're going to move on to the floor, and we're going to do a couple of core exercises, kind of working also into those pelvic muscles. Now, I don't get into a lot of like, pelvic floor exercises. What I do is really general. If you really need to strengthen your pelvic floor, I would recommend it to be a physical therapist that does that, because they're going to know more what they're doing. So, and one thing I want to mention as well before we get started. So when I sent out the email and asked everyone for suggestions on exercises, I know some of you mentioned something about doing sit-ups or crunches or something to help you lose abdominal fat. Um, Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So first of all, the sit-ups and crunches we don't do because those are not good for your spine. So when you're doing a sit-up or a crunch, you're kind of rounding that spine, which is something we want to avoid with osteoporosis or osteopenia. Um, if you do anything like that, you have to really keep your back, your spine straight. It's a little harder um, to kind of focus on that and help you focus on it. So we don't do the crunches or sit-ups for that reason. And then also, if you're looking to lose abdominal fat, um, unfortunately, exercise isn't the number one answer. It is your diet. Nobody likes to hear that, but changing, your diet is really the thing that's going to help you to lose any weight in your abdominals. So, what we do when we do the exercises like planks or bridges or anything where we're laying on the floor, um, we're keeping the spine supported. So you're strengthening those muscles, but there's no such thing as spot reduction. So that you might hear that word someplace, those words spot reduction, and there is no such thing as spot reduction. So um, you can't reduce an area with an exercise. So general exercises, of course, good. You're strengthening your muscles. But again, with the abdominals, it really is mainly about what you eat. And so I'm not a dietitian, so I can't give a lot of advice on that, except for a really kind of a healthy. Um, they do recommend plant-based diet, but if you add in some protein, that's good. But again, I'm not a dietitian, so I can't advise on that. But I can tell you from an exercise perspective, that's not where you're going to really lose any weight in your abdominals. So sorry for the bad news there. Okay, so first exercise we're going to do. Now, when you start this one, if you find, I'm going to show you the exercise first. If you find that maybe because you're mad or the floor you're on, or sometimes your shoes, if they're kind of catching when you do these, we're going to do heel slides. You can take your shoes off and just do these, the rest of the exercises in your socks or bare feet if that works. Socks are usually a little better. Another thing you can do to help slide the foot down and keep the foot on the floor is to take a paper plate under each foot, and that helps to slide as well. And again, you probably want to be a little bit off your mat because, especially if you have like a yoga mat like this, they're designed to kind of grip, so you're not going to slide quite as well on these. Okay, so first thing we want to do, we're going to bend the knees. Now, with a lot of the exercises, I tell you to kind of press your low back into the floor and go into almost a little pelvic tilt. We're not doing that with this exercise. So what I want you to do with this one is we're going to keep that whole pelvic area nice and flat. So your low back might be just a little bit off the floor. You don't want it way up, but again, we're going to think about flat. So you can also take the hands, kind of making a triangle shape with the hands, placed in the heel of the hand right on top of the pelvis of the hips, the hip bones, and then the fingers pointing down or kind of pointing right up onto your pubic bone. So you can keep the hands right here, and that will ensure that if you're not tilting too much, again, pressing that back into the floor because your hands are going to move a lot. So try to keep it nice and flat. Do pull the belly button towards the spine. So that's just engaging the muscles. Again, we're not pressing the back into the floor. And then we're going to start, we're going to alternate sides. We're going to slide that right heel out. straightening the leg, keeping those core muscles nice and flat here. Slide the heel back. I just on the mat there. And then we're going to slide the other heel down and then slide that heel back. And I'm actually going to kick off my shoes here because I am catching quite a bit. So slide the heel out, right leg, slide it back, slide the left heel out, and slide it back. And again, really focusing here on those, keeping that pelvis kind of nice and flat. As you slide the leg out, you're contracting the muscles in the leg as well. Sliding it back, kind of squeezing into the hamstrings and the glutes. So a little more in the front of the leg as you extend the leg out, a little more in the back of the leg as you bring the knee or the heel back up. Out and back. And these are slow. So I know a slower exercise seems to take forever, but we do want to go really slow on these because we have a lot to kind of focus on with keeping the pelvis flat, engaging the muscles in the legs, and again, making sure you're keeping your core muscles engaged, those abdominals. So belly button, the spine. And I completely lost count, so I'm going to say that's 7. Again, we're going to do 10. This is 8. 9. Now, on our second set, we're going to focus a little bit more on the breath, but I want you, that first set, go ahead and bring the foot back. That first set, I wanted you to really focus on the pelvis and the contraction in the legs and the quadriceps and the glutes and the hamstring. So we'll add a little more breath into that, but still focusing on those core muscles in the legs. All right, so from there, let's pull the knees up towards the chest, and we're just going to kind of put the knees in here. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then sit the feet on the floor again. All right, so same thing. Again, keeping the pelvis flat, extending the leg, contracting into the quadriceps, pulling the leg back or the heel back, contracting the glutes and the hamstring. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to exhale, sliding that right heel out, and then slide the heel back in, and inhale, exhale, slide the other leg out, inhale, slide it back in. Good. So get that breath in with the movement. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. When you start kind of focusing on the breath, right, the breath, it does seem to go even slower. I know the really slow exercises aren't, they're a little tedious, but we have to kind of slow it down for this one to really get the effectiveness of the movement. Way through here. And again, we're keeping those pelvic muscles nice, or the pelvis nice and flat. 3 more on each side. Breathing through that. And 2 more. And last. Now, this time, after you bring that heel up, we're going to stretch the legs out and the arms, either overhead, you can kind of take them out to the side, wherever your arms will kind of lay down flat. Sometimes arms don't want to lay down flat this way, so you can bring them out just a little bit. We're just trying to stretch as much through the entire body as you can. So kind of fingertips through the bottoms of like you're being pulled in each direction. Inhale and exhale. All right. Very good. So last one we're going to do, we're going to bring the knees up again. Just like I'm going to grab the water. Okay, so we're going to do some marches. Now, again, we want to try to keep the low back a little bit off the floor. So again, we're not doing that pelvic tilt. So you're pressing the low back into the floor. So more flat in that pelvis area. Now, this one is also with breath. One thing you can do here, you can still keep the hands down here if that helps you to keep it flat. You can also kind of lace the fingers here where the hands are flat on your abdominals. When you inhale, your fingers are going to kind of slide apart. When you exhale, the fingers are going to slide in. So you're going to kind of fill the belly as you inhale and then exhale, blowing all that air out. All right, so that's the breathing part. And then what I want you to do is to lift the right knee up, inhale, exhale, kind of tap the foot or the toes down, and then do that with the other leg and tap it down. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And again, these are going to be pretty slow. Inhale, inhale as you pull in, exhale as you lower down. And again, really kind of keeping those abdominal muscles engaged. So belly button pulls down towards the spine, but again, you're not doing that pelvic tilt to really press the low back down. You're kind of keeping that nice straight spine. We have 2 more here on each side. This one. Good. All right, now pull the knees up towards the chest again. We're going to hold them here. I think kind of circle the ankles around just a little bit. And flex the feet. And take a deep breath in. All right. So last set here. Now, after this set, we are going to come up off the floor. We're going to do a balance exercise, and then we're going to do some more stretches. So we're going to kind of practice getting up off the floor as well this month. So again, nice flat abdominals here or the pelvis, and then inhaling, lifting the knee in, Exhaling, lower down, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep it nice and slow, focusing on kind of really squeezing. You are kind of squeezing those pelvic floor muscles a little bit. Again, this is kind of a really general exercise, but we're also squeezing those glutes. And again, keeping those abdominal muscles. 6, 7, 8, 9, and right, good. Knees pull up towards the chest again. And again, you can kind of circle those ankles around. All right. So now have you come up to standing. So set your feet on the floor. However you get up. Again, easy way is to roll onto your side and press up from there or come up to the knees. Come up, use a chair or wall or anything if you need to. Just come up slow. Make sure you're not feeling lightheaded as you come up, especially if you have any like, positional vertigo. All right. And leave your mat on the floor if you have a mat. If you don't have a mat or you picked it up already, that's fine. The balance exercise we're going to do, we're going to kind of use the edge of the mat as we do this. So you can leave that mat down. Let me adjust that. So what you're going to do, and you can keep your shoes off or on for this one. Sometimes with the balance exercises, you can try it both ways. You may be better one way than the other with the shoes off or on. And sometimes it depends on your shoes as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. So here, the outside of my right foot, closest to the mat, is like right at the edge of the mat. So I'm not on the mat. I'm just kind of side of the foot is like right up against the edge. So I want you to think of the mat. And again, if you don't have a mat, you can just visualize this kind of as a balance beam. So we're going to walk along. This is our balance beam at the edge of the mat, so not on the mat again. We're going to stand up tall. Does help to kind of engage those muscles and make sure you're keeping your eyes forward. Now, you may need to look down at first when we first start just to make sure your feet are in the right position, but then try to lift your head and look straight ahead. Hold on to a wall or desk or countertop if you need to. So we're going to do balance beam exercise. So we're going to take the left foot in front of the right and then right foot in front of the left. Again, just like you're walking on a balance beam. You're using kind of the edge of that mat to position the feet. Okay, and then once you get kind of towards the end of the mat, we're just going to turn and we're going to go back. So this time the outside of my left foot is on the mat, side of the right, outside of the left, and side of the right. And if your balance is a little better with the shoes on than off, you're welcome to do it. Sometimes it's good to do it the way that you're not as good at. just to kind of challenge your balance a little bit. But again, whichever way you do it, just make sure you're safe with your balance. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time, down and back. So again, starting with the outside of the foot along the side of the mat, switch it around. You can take the hands out to the sides if that helps. Or again, keep one hand on the desk or the wall, whatever you have sturdy there. Kind of hard to hold on to a chair with this one because you're moving. All right, and then turn, and then we'll finish it up this way. So again, edge of the foot, inside of the foot. Good. All right, very good. So again, you can leave your mat down here. We're going to do a couple of stretches before we finish up. So you're welcome to move the mat or use the mat to stand on, whatever you prefer. So first thing, let's go back to our hamstring stretch that we started with. So we're going to kick that right heel forward, heel down, toes up, sitting back into that, into the hips, stretching into the back of that straight leg, right leg. Hold it with a breath in and out. And switch it over to the other side. Back and down. Inhale and up. Give the legs a shake out. We're going to take the hands behind the back to stretch the chest again. So lifting through the front of the chest, pulling the shoulders back. And again, holding this for a couple of breaths in and out. All right, and then we're going to reverse it by taking the hands forward, arms forward, drop the chin towards the chest. And again, this time, like we're pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. Good. And then release the arms down. We'll do some shoulder rolls. And then let's take those hands out to the sides again. We'll drop the fingers down towards the floor, pressing away with the palms of the hands. Really straighten those arms. You can drop them down here if you'd like, if that's more comfortable on your shoulders. You're still going to get a stretch because we really want to try to press the arms straight out or straight, elbow straight. There we go. And then turn the fingers up. Same thing. Hold it there. Inhale. All right. So shake those arms out. And then let's take a nice big deep breath in, reach the arms up. We're going to exhale, drop the arms down. We're going to take the hands behind the back. You don't have to lace the fingers together, so you can just kind of keep them here. We're not going to do that big chest stretch, but we are going to keep the chin tucked back. And then we're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep that left shoulder down. You can kind of pull that left arm down even a little bit with that right hand. You're creating some space in the shoulder or in the neck. And then bring the head back to center. Still tuck back with the chin. And then left ear towards the left shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And then bring your head back to center. Release the arms. Give them a shake out. We'll take one more big breath in here. Reach it up. And exhale all the way down. All right, so that is the February workout. So we're going to do this one 2 sets of 10 for a couple of weeks. And then I think that would be the week of Valentine's Day. So we'll go through um, two sets of 10 through that week. And then the week after that, after Valentine's Day, that Monday, you can bump it up to two sets of 12. And then that Friday, I have no idea what day that is. So the Friday after that, when we get together again, we'll just all go up to two sets of 12. But 2 weeks at one, two sets of 10 for 2 weeks, and then two sets of 12 to finish out the month. All right. So if you have any questions about the workout, about the exercise, if you need any modifications, please email me and let me know. Otherwise, I will see you back on Friday the 9th, I think it is. February is going to fly by, I know. So again, email me with any questions. All right. Thanks, everybody.